Liz, how are we doing, Liz? Liz, get ready. Chat room, guess what's coming up next? I ruined my life for you. It's coming up next. Get ready. Here we go. It's like previews, everybody. This is totally fun. Welcome to our Big Brother 17 special interview with Austin. You guys can see all of our Big Brother 17 content over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB17. And don't forget, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can click on the buttons below, thumbs up and subscribe. That helps support our shows. iTunes 5-star rating and a nice review. And lastly, if you guys want, become a patron. Even just $1 a month really helps support our shows. You get stuff like our secret Facebook group and special shows for patron, and it really helps keep us bringing guys shows like this one. And of course, lastly, as you guys know, we're doing a prize for all these shows. So, the number one fan on today's show, and by the way, Comedy Jonah, John Richardson, is in the chat if you have any questions, but number one fan on this show will win from Austin autographed a foam hand for no particular reason. It's because he's number one. It's just Austin's number one, and you're going to win a signed foam hand if you are the number one fan on this show. Currently, right now, it's you, Pam, BB Fanatics, the way to go. But look, without further ado, let's get to the man you all are dying to hear from. Here he is. It's Austin.
Oh,
is it Austin?
Of course it's Austin.
I'm not getting Judas.
Well, he comes out, but I don't know when he comes out, apparently. So
all right,
maybe
Austin.
he doesn't come out enough, I guess, right?
But I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We'll find out.
All right, Austin. First question right off the bat. Have you read anything interesting on Twitter today?
I was reading about the Knicks' new starting lineup.
Okay, you lost me.
Okay, no.
I think that's baseball.
No, I've been reading. Of course, I'm looking at the stuff. I see a lot of people have a lot of things to say negatively about me. Some of it warranted, some a little cruel, some a little excessive. I never went on the show to try to be anything other than who I am, which is just a really off-the-wall, sarcastic guy who's trying to be funny and entertaining. So I guess I offended some people with that. I guess we can dive into all that though, because I'd love to talk about it. Yeah. Perfect.
Let's start where we started with Liz.
Okay.
Because a lot of people seem to have a lot to say about it and want to hear what you have to say about it. So of course we know there was #Fingergate.
Yes, exactly.
Which Liz admitted to on the show. You guys can go back and watch that. Yeah. I don't think that's what people are really having a problem with. Don't be jealous, haters. Everyone can get theirs. But people had a problem because they said on the feeds, I did not see it, and I said on Liz's show, that you told her the cameras weren't on at night. Now, is that true?
No, that is not true. There was one time early on before we had ever done anything that she was asking about the cameras in the comic room. And I was kind of testing her because she was saying she wouldn't kiss me on camera. So I was like, oh, those aren't on, just to see if she'd kiss me because I just wanted her to kiss me. And then she wouldn't kiss me. I was like, okay, I got to still work for this. She's kind of she's either playing me or playing hard to get. So it was a little game move. But let me tell you something. We're sitting there in the dark. The red light goes on. The camera cranes its neck in our face. We know the cameras are on. There's no question about that. So nothing that we did was ever we both knew the cameras were on the whole damn time. That was maybe something I said real early just to mess with her about trying to get a little kiss when I thought she still might not have been interested in me. So that was the only time I said something like that. There's no fooling anyone that cameras aren't on. They will not stop following us. We called the one camera the Clelly cam above us in the bed because it was Clay and Shelley's bed, and it would always crane down on us in the purple room. And then upstairs in the HOH room, we would talk to those cameras when it was dark. So that we both know the cameras are on. I'm not trying to fool her and manipulate her. It's ridiculous.
All right. So all right. Let me say this to everybody in the chat room too, because this is the most important thing more than anything else. And it's everybody, you guys got to become a fan right now. Click on the Become a Fan button up top or the square with the head. And aside from becoming a fan, you guys need to tweet out and let everybody know that we are on right now with Austin.
Yeah.
So click your megaphone and your square up arrow and tweet it out to everybody that we're live with Austin. I will, aside from our foam hand giveaway, I will pick a winner from the people tweeting out tweeting it out. I will give you guys the duck. We'll do a duck giveaway or something fun. All right, now Austin.
Yes.
Let's just sidetrack for a minute because I didn't like one thing you said this season. I have a big problem with it, actually.
Well, I expect that.
Okay, Austin.
Do you think I liked it? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Austin.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm going to say I'm telling you this on behalf of Giselle, a person who frequents all of our shows. She is a huge Brendan and Rachel fan. Like, Rachel is her most favorite player ever. Okay.
Okay.
You compared you and Liz to Brendan and Rachel.
Okay.
A little bit.
I love Brendan and Rachel. I want to be like them. What's wrong? I'm a fan.
Okay, with you could be a fan, but you were like, we're the new Brenchel. And are you curing cancer, Austin?
Am I curing cancer?
Yes, like Brendan.
Oh God, no. I'm trying to rehab people though that have injuries. It's something, right? No, I can't. Okay, so you're saying they're the Messiah. I thought Jeff and Jordan were the Messiah. I was kind of saying that our relationship was kind of flawed, like there was. Like ours wasn't perfect, neither was theirs at first. And they had to win over the audience. And I was kind of thinking that might be. I expected a lot of judgment. I was always trying to protect Liz from what I was thinking about that because I was like, I know people are probably going to judge us a certain way, and I hope over time they see that our relationship is kind of real and it's developing organically, which it really did.
No, I totally got what you were saying.
Yeah.
I just needed to make the Brendan and Rachel joke. Okay, another question.
All right.
And it comes from Trisha812 on Twitter wants to know, have you gotten the call from the Bold and the Beautiful yet, Austin?
You guys are so mean. Oh, man. I love The Bold and the Beautiful. I've watched it since 1993. It's a family thing. Of course they didn't call me. I'm Judas. I was Mr. Hated, right? So, no, they didn't call me. I'm probably not going to get the call. So I guess everyone who doesn't like me can be happy about that. But I did meet someone from production, and I know one of the cast members. So maybe I get to somehow go and see people on the set and just shake hands. That's all I want. I just want to meet them. I'm just a fan.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if Bold and Beautiful's happening. I don't know if that's happening. But look, don't they have villains? Don't they have villains, Austin? Don't they have villains on the show?
They do. Everyone needs a villain.
All right. Let's talk about being a villain for a second. Because I know people like Jennerific on Twitter. I know this has come up a lot in the chat room. I even tried to defend you on it, and Steve said I was wrong. So I want to hear what your explanation is for this.
What?
Calling Steve a boy during the season, a lot of people took offense to. So
I don't. Okay.
What are you? You good? The floor is yours, and I'll tell you what. Well, it doesn't matter why I thought you were doing it. You tell us why you did it.
Well, at that point in the season, we were just kind of creating a family tree, and like I was supposed to be the father who was, punishing the son, and so I was like, "Boy, get to your room," and then everyone just started saying "boy," so we just kept calling him "boy," and then he would call me names back and forth, but I asked him one time, hey, do you have a problem with that? He's like, no, I don't have a problem. So I was like, okay, well, I want to make sure it wasn't like offending him. But I thought it was just funny, and everyone else thought it was funny in the house. So it was, again, just us kind of playing jokes and joking around, and meant nothing bad by it. But he was always telling us he was the boy. He's like, I'm 12 years old. I'm really 12 years old. And he became a man at the end of the show. So it kind of was like a fun little maturation process for the kid. But it was never meant to be anything but a fun game we were playing with the Garfunkel McDonald family tree. So that's it.
See, I feel like, and I mean, now I'm telling you what I think about you. I thought you were, you were a wrestler. You were used to being hated. Mm-hmm. This was kind of the character you were playing, but I also thought it was like your story arc. Like a lot, I was offended by it in the beginning. Like I didn't get it in the beginning either. Yeah. But then at the end, I kind of felt like your speech to Steve, I felt like you were trying to take a story full circle. Like I felt like that's what you were doing.
I would like.
Apparently, I was wrong.
I would like to take credit for some master plan like that, but honestly, we were just playing games, and I called him Boy. His name was Oscar Boy Garfunkel. It made no sense. We were just joking around. I thought it was entertaining. In the back of my mind, I was like, well, could people see this as derogatory? I really hope not, because we're just joking around. I guess they did, which I'm sorry, because I wasn't trying to do that.
Okay. Jordan Ament in the chat room wants to know, why didn't you stay with the Brass Tacks Alliance?
Well, we can credit Vanessa for being a genius game player on that, really. I mean, I wanted to. And of course, when she put up James and Meg, we had to go with that because she was convincing us, look, James is going to put one of you guys up next week, or both of you guys. And we believed it because it made sense based on James's track record. So as much as I always wanted to just fight it off and work with him at the end, I do think it was a mistake that we let Julia go up against Meg, though, because that kind of sealed Meg's fate. And that also gave Vanessa some time to try to get him to tell Julia, oh, Austin might not vote for you. I don't know, which was like the last thing I'd ever do, because I wanted them in there as long as possible with me. The longer we're all there, one of us is going to the finals, and that would have been amazing. So I think I should have fought harder for Meg to stay by making Julia not go up, by making Steve go up instead. I should have done that. Didn't do that. I also shouldn't have let James get evicted of a double eviction. We messed up. We didn't know.
All right. So actually, I want you to do right now.
What's that?
Because I don't want to forget about this.
Okay.
And he'll kill me.
Okay.
You had somebody on Twitter all season long who was like your biggest supporter.
Okay, well, thank you.
He might be in trouble right now and not watching this because we don't know where he is. But his name is Connor. And Austin, you just have to give a shout out to Connor, your number one fan.
Hey, Connor, thanks for sticking with me all season. And hopefully you appreciated what I was trying to do in there, which was just to be ridiculous and entertaining. And I never meant to hurt anybody. Jesus.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Now, Penny Lover 2 says, Austin, is there anyone from the house that you don't plan on speaking to again?
Absolutely not. I plan on speaking with everybody. I've already spoken to everybody. I was actually just texting with Jason before I came on here. He's going to hang out with me next time he comes to LA. We go see Vanessa in Vegas. We're going to gamble together. Guys, it was just a show. It's entertainment. Like, I don't have a problem with anybody, and I hope no one has a problem with me in the house. I know you guys do at home, but like, I was friends with everyone, and I genuinely liked everyone. And it made it really hard for me to try to be a villain Judas character or anything like that, because A, it's kind of stupid if you walk around the house making yourself this big target by doing that. But B, because I liked everyone and I didn't want to manipulate or backstab anyone. I really didn't.
Right. I get the game. We always say, like, the game is the game. I personally don't judge anything you guys do in the game at all. All right. But you brought up Vanessa. Let's talk Vanessa for a minute. Okay. Now, you've recapped this show. You know Game Started. You have the tattoo. You are a super fan of this show. Yeah. So you were clearly blindsided by what Vanessa did to you. Yeah. First, was there any, clearly there wasn't, but was there even the tiniest bit that in your brain that thought, this could have happened?
The night before, I was telling Liz that I was worried it might happen. She's like, shut up, don't even say that. I don't want you to even think that. And then I just stopped thinking about it. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, damn, I'm on the block and I know Vanessa's strategies. She's going to see this as her one chance to get me out before the final. But I just shut it down. I went up to her room 10 minutes before Julie Chen surprised us with a live eviction show. And we were talking and she's like, you're good, man. Let's go over HOH strategies. And we were like sharing like strategy ideas for the comp coming up. So I thought I was perfectly safe. But I knew as soon as a 1-1 tie, that was it. And, people were getting mad at me about the way I left, which I'm kind of confused about because it wasn't edited. What they showed was what happened. That's how I just walked out. But I said some stuff. I was just shocked. I didn't remember until I saw like what I was saying. And I definitely messed up by saying you can't win. I should have said, if anyone takes you to the final two, she is going to win. Because I kind of played into her hand by saying you can't win. Now people are going to want to take her to the final. So she got me double on game. It was great. Like, she really got me. I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I was blindsided. I walked out without shoes. I thought it was funny. But definitely in the jury house, I was going to do whatever I could to make sure that like Liz beat her if they were the final two. Like, that was like still the game. The game was still on for me, As soon as it's over though.
So you would say, like, because again, a lot of people say Austin was really bitter in the jury. So would you say then that what you were doing wasn't so much about you not liking what Vanessa did to you, but it was more about trying to help Liz get a win if she makes it there?
Oh, I was telling people that, we're not allowed to mention production stuff, but I was like, hey, I might vote for Vanessa. If it's not Liz in the final, I might actually vote for her because I was impressed by it. She got me out like that. Like I thought I had myself really positioned well with everybody, and it was by accident that it happened, but just kind of worked that way. And I thought it was going to be down to me, Liz, and Vanessa. I really did. And when she pulled the trigger on that, I was blindsided. It hurt. It hurt. I was thinking, but it wasn't hurt me. I was thinking, oh damn, now Liz is alone in the house. I feel so bad for her. I thought she was the target of everyone. I didn't know Vanessa was going to take her. And then I'm thinking at home, damn, I disappointed my family. I didn't do it. So I was more worried for everyone else than me. It's just as soon as I walked out the door, it was a game. But I'm still on TV and I'm still going to try to be entertaining and I'm going to sell it. But I told Dr. Will, hey, Bitterville population me. I know I'm bitter. Let's just get that out of the way. I just got blindsided in the worst way. Of course, I'm a little bitter. I wanted to win.
And I understand that. I completely understand that. All right, Liz. Yes. Hi, Liz. Well, I'm talking to Liz. Liz, I know you're watching. Can you just take your headset out for 1 second, Liz?
Oh, come on. Her. Okay.
No, her. Austin needs to take. Austin. Liz needs to take it out for 1 second. Okay, Austin.
Yeah.
A hoot in the chat room. A lot of people want to know. Okay. Are you really? Who do you think played the better game, Liz or Vanessa?
I actually think that Liz played a better game than Vanessa. And I'll tell you, I have an argument.
Okay,
I had an argument in that they were the final two.
Go.
And here's what I thought. Vanessa created a lot of paranoia in her own mind all season. And she became a target of a lot of people, even though they could never get her out because she's too good. But she was a target when she didn't need to be. Our Scamper Squad Alliance made it to Final 6, which means she could have done this and been in the final 6 still. It still would have happened, but yet she created all this drama. She almost got herself evicted much earlier because of that. And I don't think that's a smart way to play. She alienated herself with a lot of people in the jury. And let me tell you something. A lot of people in the jury were willing to vote against her just because they didn't like her if she was in the finals. That's something people don't know too. And Liz didn't do any of that. Liz was honest. She defended me against all odds a lot of the times, which was amazing. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have made it where I was. Me and her made decisions together, even though people didn't come and talk to her as much as they talked to me. We always worked together. I was like, Liz, what does your gut say? And we would go with it. When she wanted to get Becky out, I was like, Liz, do you really want to do that? Then we'll do it. If you don't, tell me. Like, we would do it together. We always did everything together, and she could win competitions. I think she had and she was a twin. She was in a showmance. She had all the obstacles, and she wasn't a target. That's amazing. So I think she could have made a great argument, and I support her, and I still think she played a better game. I think Vanessa played a great game too, though, and I think it's all equal. And I think, sure, we can make arguments for Vanessa playing a better game than Liz as well. But I really think that Liz could have won that one fair.
I mean, there's definitely arguments to be made on both sides.
Yeah.
I know for me, in the game, one point that you did, what I want to talk about, and then we have to talk about that letter on the internet. But
the fake letter, yes. Okay.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right, we'll talk about it. Okay. When Vanessa got in the was not Disneyland, the one when Vanessa got Liz to put you up and then get knocked out.
You mean Julia? You mean Julia?
I can't ever tell them apart. So yeah, Julie.
Yeah.
She already knows. I told her I will always get it wrong. You knew. You guys figured it out. You were on to Vanessa. You went into that bathroom, Austin. I was like, yes, Austin's going to do it. He is not letting Vanessa get away. And you were not taking it. And then you kind of just folded.
I know.
Why?
I had to, because here's what happened. I said something to Johnny Mac when I walked over to the bathroom, and I don't know if people caught this on the feeds or not, but I was like, dude, this Vanessa's playing people. Why doesn't Steve just put her up? And he gave me a look and was like, yeah, why don't you go tell Steve to put her up? And it clicked. I was like, oh shit, these three are working together. There's no way in hell Vanessa's going up. Mm-hmm. So I knew when I went over to that bathroom, if I were to keep yelling at Vanessa, it would only make her job easier next week to get rid of me, because I'm staying. I know she's staying. I know there's nothing we can do. Me and the twins just got checkmated. So that's why I brought her in the parlor room and was like, look, Vanessa, let's just bury the hatchet. I'm on your side. It's good, because I knew right then there was nothing we could do. Steve wasn't going to go back. He was going to make a move. I realized right then and there that I was the real target. And now they're going to have to take out one of the twins. They're going to try to take out Liz. And I'm like, great. We just lost everything because Vanessa got that little thing in Julia's mind. And there's nothing we could have done, but she was good at setting those things up, and like that. I just knew that there was nothing we could have done. We could have marched up there to Steve, threw a fit, said anything in the world, and I think he still would have done the same thing. So then I was just playing cautious to try to protect whoever remained. Really, right. That's what I was thinking.
All right. Okay. Hold on one second. We've done so good, Austin. Like, so far we have had no, knock on wood, audio or any problems. Chat room. I see people are saying that my sound is low or the sound is low. Do you guys feel like it's any louder now? No, Austin, you're perfect.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with you.
Jeez, thank you. First person to say that.
Are you guys saying it's good? I'm waiting for it to catch up. Your sound is fine. You sound fine. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, good. We're moving on from that. Okay, Austin. Oh wait, actually, here. As long as we took a break, everyone. Number one fan gets a signed foam hand from Austin. Number one fan. Congratulations, Jennerific, killing it again. We have to do that, Austin. This letter on the internet from that you wrote to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Are you now saying this is a fake letter?
Here's the thing. I don't know. This is like some production stuff too. Because I talked about this on the show. I don't know. I guess people know that I was supposed to be on another season. I mean, is that kind of...
Sure. All right,
Can I talk about this?
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. Let's talk about what is out there. Yes, I believe Derek did admit that you were an alternate on another season. So that information is already out there. Okay. We have all seen this letter on the internet that was said to be posted by the sister of your ex-girlfriend.
And there's a reason why she took it down. My family, said, you got to stop this bullshit, because this thing was, I wrote this before the season I was supposed to go on. Right. And that was when a different situation. This is a different situation a year ago. And I was in a much different situation with her. And for her to use it a year later to try to defame me when I'm on the show is like, it's disappointing. But I walked away from it because of her. Like, people don't know this stuff. Like, I made one of the biggest regrets of my life for this girl. And it drove us apart for a year. And we've been trying to repair that relationship for a year. And when I got the call for this, we were on the verge of ending it then. And then we decided to put a Band-Aid on it for when I went in the house. And I think it was both of us working out of fear. And I knew that I should have ended it before I went in the house. I knew that when I left, but I wanted to say the right things. I said the right things in the pre-interviews because I really thought I was never going to meet anyone that I cared about like I care about Liz. And these are mistakes that I made and I need to own up to them, and like I absolutely do. And trust me, I felt so guilty in the house because I knew I was developing feelings that superseded anything I've ever felt before in my life. Maybe it was the immediacy of the situation as well, and you're looking for security and you're moving, but like my heart was telling me what to do. And it was like, so I had no idea that they're putting out some letter that I didn't write, this year. Like, it's just like a totally different Austin going into this house. But when it came to the point of making the decision in the house, I tried to say as much. I can't talk to her in person, but I don't want to pass up on this amazing opportunity with Liz because I know if I don't pursue it here, it won't happen. And now I'm going to have to live with that regret for a relationship I know is going to end when I get out of here. And it's just like, I wanted to commit myself to Liz and end that, and I couldn't talk to her, and I had to say it on the feeds, and I know that's going to be something that I'm going to have to live with those consequences, but I made my choice, and it was a hard choice, and it was a growth for me as a human being to be able to make that choice, because I couldn't make that choice before I came in the house, and that's why I stayed in that relationship. But now I can make those kinds of choices because I had to think on my own. I had to do what was in my heart, and I don't regret it. I regret hurting someone, absolutely. Right. But, there's a lot of other circumstances too around the relationship that I don't want to go into and like offend her because she's not here to defend herself, and I don't want to do that.
I completely agree. Okay, so then, all right, so to be clear, that letter, you did write it.
Yes. I think, it's the one I think it, yes, but it was a year earlier.
Okay, so fine. And
I can say that.
Yes, you can say that. And it was from, that has nothing to do with you on the show. Yeah. It's what people were saying about you in the house. So you're good on that one. Okay. Have you talked to her? You don't have to go into what you said. Have you talked to her since?
I have not yet talked. It's been a crazy whirlwind. And my biggest concern after this experience has been Liz, and like seeing all the negative press about, both of us in the house is disappointing. But my concern has really been her and, her family, and making sure she's okay and taking care of her, because like she's the person that I plan on being with moving forward. And she's the person I care about most right now out of this whole experience. she's who I care about, her and her sister. So I haven't talked to her. And I was very disappointed to see how the lengths that her family went to online. Because my family would never have done something like that. If this was happening to me, it would have been very upsetting, obviously, too. But my family would never have lashed out like that online, especially when there's so many extenuating factors about the relationship that everyone in our close circle knows. And it wasn't black and white, like I'm just going on there and embarrassing their family. There's a lot of things. They didn't like my lifestyle. They didn't like the entertainment world. They didn't want me to be a part of this thing. I mean, there's so many things that people don't know, and you only know perception's reality. I realize this now, is that people perceive something, they see it, and that's what they're gonna buy. I'm gonna own up to the fact that I left one girl for another girl, but there's so many other factors involved, and I would like to eventually talk to her, but right now I don't feel like there's a point because of how skewed things have gotten and how negative it is, and I'm trying to move on with my life, really.
Well, good. All right.
Yeah.
So let's leave it there. I mean, I'll say I agree with it is hard that
I wish it didn't happen on TV.
I wish it didn't happen on TV. And even now, I'm always iffy about it because I'm like, but she never gets to say her side.
Absolutely.
And
that's why I don't want to say more.
Right. And I agree. Okay. So, but let's get into more of this, Liz, and how her family feels a little bit, because I think Edge's Lost Found on Twitter.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a thing they have a problem with, Austin.
Okay.
Did Austin really get mad because Liz didn't like his marinade? So what people are saying, Austin, is they felt like it was very disrespectful for you to throw that delicious food at Liz, Austin. Delicious food at Liz. We're going to start there.
Okay, we'll start with that. Man, if that's the hard question.
No, that's not. The follow-up's coming.
Well, here's the thing. She was disrespecting the marinade. You can't do that. The marinade was made with love.
I get it.
How can you? Yeah, but no. In all seriousness, it was a playful fight. And then we made up like 10 seconds later, and she threw food at me too. It's very boring in that house. And like, you have carte blanche to throw food. It's like the only time you can throw food for free. And it's like, what else are we going to do except clean up? Like, there's nothing to do all day. So for me, we were just joking. I was totally joking. And like, I grabbed her after and said, "Oh, you're not mad at me." Like, I was totally kidding. Just trying to have fun, do something stupid. But again, like, if people perceive that as something, like, I would not throw food at her in real life, people. Like,
okay.
Unless she wanted me to.
Oh, well, that's another story. Another story. But then people wouldn't like that. Hashtag finger gay. Okay. Austin, before I ask you the hard question, let me ask you this. Yeah. What happened to your lighting, Austin? You got very dark.
Oh, Judas is coming out. Oh, no.
Judas. Is this like wrestling? Is the music going to come up? Do I need to be worried?
The sun is setting and the light is not like working over here because I unplugged it for this damn computer thing.
Well, don't you have another light in your house, Austin?
I do somewhere.
What about like a room light?
Actually, there's a light behind me. Let me grab it. Okay?
Go ahead. You go get it. Okay. I got it. I got the chat room for you.
You talk to Liz.
Oh, yeah, I am. Hey, Liz. Liz, how are we doing, Liz? Liz, get ready. Chat room, guess what's coming up next? I ruined my life for you. It's coming up next. Get ready. Here we go. It's like previews, everybody. This is totally fun. Well, Austin is going. Let me remind you guys that you probably want to spread the word. Spread the word, megaphone up arrow, and don't forget to become a fan while you wait. And of course, lastly, we're giving out autograph foam hand for Austin's #1 fan. And congratulations, Jennifer, it's still totally you at the end of this show.
Is that any better, or is that just making things worse?
Well, let me tell you this, Austin. Can you put it in front of you? Well, you know what? Can you put it in front of you instead of behind you, or no?
I could. Well, I'd have to flip around the whole thing here. This is
can't you isn't there a plug in front of your camera?
No. Well, let me see. Because I'm at a desk against the wall.
Okay, leave it. We're good. It's better than nothing. I'll fix everybody. If you guys don't know, all of these shows get posted at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB17. I'll try and fix the lighting after. I like it. It's like you're a wrestler.
There's glares and everything. It's terrible. I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right. So, Austin.
Okay.
Here's another thing that I, felt like I needed to do a relationship disclaimer for people on the house. Okay. We saw the Austin and Liz fight when you said, and I quote,
"Yeah,
I ruined my life for you."
I know. I remember that.
Do you now, Austin? I know that everybody always has the camera on all of their fights in their house.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, what was it like in that moment? Obviously, we know you guys worked it out, but I'm gonna leave it up to you. I know a lot of people, myself included at the time, did not like that at all.
Well, here's the thing. The one thing, Liz can listen to this, is that the one thing I don't like in relationships is when there's miscommunication, and it's like, wow, I'm trying to, like, I'm literally, because she wasn't listening to me. She was like thinking I was like lying to her, going against her in the game. And she's like, you know, she was, and I totally wasn't. And like, she was totally misinterpreting like what had just happened with the veto and everything. And I couldn't get through to her. And that's when I get frustrated in life. And when I can't get through to someone, when I'm telling you the honest truth, I just want to be like, no, like, listen to me. I love you. This is not what I meant. And when I said I ruined my life, what I meant, and I clarify this later, is that I took a huge risk for you. I gambled with my image, my society, my social image by, you know, leaving a girl for you. And like, now you're telling me that you don't believe me. It's killing me inside, because like, you got to believe me. Look what I did, because I love you. Like, I took that risk. I was willing to live with the consequences. I am living with the consequences because I genuinely love you and I'm not trying to hurt you. And it just came out in the heat of the moment. Like, she ruined my life. And that's not what I meant. Of course she ruined my life. She's the best thing that's happened in my life.
Okay, good. Because I look, I'm telling you, a lot of people, and myself included, we are big Liz fans now. So you're not allowed to talk to her like that anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I absolutely wouldn't.
All right. We need to make sure that you don't do that anymore. Okay. Let me ask you this now.
Yeah.
A lot of feeders also said, again, I didn't hear this. You called us fat losers.
Okay.
Did this happen, Austin? I didn't hear this.
Once again, yeah, I did say that very early on as sarcastically. But this was actually game strategy. It was in the purple room. I totally remember this too. I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna get flack for this. But like, it was in the purple room when everyone was there. Like, probably no one had been eliminated yet. And I was making everyone laugh in the room, like I did for the first few weeks, where I was getting everyone to laugh. And it's like, this is great for my social game. And I would always press the red button in the room that no one wanted to say. Like, I would say something that was off color to make people go, oh my God, don't say that. Like, and I said something like that to make fun of the perception of the Dungeons and Dragon person on their computer watching this kind of thing. When I'm one of those people watching, you know, because I've watched for 16 seasons. I totally didn't mean it. I probably shouldn't have said it. I'm sorry I said that. But it got a reaction from everyone. Go, oh, this guy is nuts. He's willing to say funny things. He's not here to play a strategic game. He's just joking around. And those kind of comments early on were to get people to kind of think, I'm just the entertainment here. I'm not trying to cutthroat people. So there was strategy involved with that. I shouldn't have said that though, because it's not. I didn't mean it. So I'm sorry. And apology accepted, because apology accepted. Austin, thanks. I'm one of those fat losers.
So am I. Believe me.
I love it.
I eat fast food every meal this season. Oh, and I need to apologize again. I will fix this in the edited version. This is the live, and I'll fix it as Austin, I did your Twitter wrong, because apparently I did it at 3 a.m. last night. So that's not Austin's Twitter. Yeah. It will be fixed on the edited version. So if you're watching this after, not live, it's correct. Just want to tell the people here now. Okay. Now. Yeah. What would you, like, what's going on with the status of the WWE? Are you allowed to talk about any of this? Or
I mean, well, it depends on your question. I mean, I'd signed some confidentiality agreements about the status of my release from the company, but I can talk about my time in the company. I mean, I don't know what you
Well, okay, let me put it to you this way. You, said in the house that you were hoping the Judas character gets picked back up, that people are going to want to see the Judas character wrestle again. Is that something that you do hope happens?
Well, that's a good question, because I want to clarify some stuff, because I would say around the house that, you know, I just want TV time. I'm just here for entertainment. And that was strategy too, because the idea is I want people to realize I don't really care. Like, I'm not trying to lie and cutthroat and win the game. I just want to be here because I'm trying to get back into wrestling. So they relax and they don't think I'm this crazy, game player, which I'm trying to still actually win the game and do stuff. So I would say that I know the feasters took it as me being disrespecting it, but like being on Big Brother was a dream of mine since the first season. I have the tattoo. Like, this is not, I wasn't like trying to discredit the experience for what it is. As far as the wrestling goes with the Judas character, I had a little bit of something to prove. I mean, I was told like I couldn't hack it while I got injured. And I was like, look, I want to show that I can come on something else. I can do this weird character. I can get loved or hated for it. I can make controversy out of it. People will look at it. And, maybe if I want to get into wrestling, maybe there'll be opportunities afterwards for me. Maybe it'll be a win-win. or maybe I'll go into hiding afterwards. So,
right, so let me see. This is a hard. I know this is a hard question for you to answer. I know what people are going to say and are saying is, then why wouldn't you tell us it in the diary room?
What?
Why wouldn't you say that these things are your strategy, that you're acting like... Okay,
that's a good question too. But like, here's the thing about the diary room is like, I'm not really going in there and just saying what's on my mind. I don't want to say too much, but it's like, I'm answering things that are presented to me. And I never really, some people would go in the diary room just to vent. I did that one time in my week 5 when I was almost, backdoored by Vanessa. That was the only time I ever went in there just to vent and say whatever was on my mind. But like these little strategy things, like, they were things that weren't major parts of my strategy. It's just things that happened in the time. And I was like, okay, I'll just make sure people think this. But I wasn't thinking like this is, I'm going to tell the diary like this is, look, check out what I said today. I didn't think like that. I would just answer questions and move on with my day. So like that never really came up. But again, like you're there 24 hours a day. You just say stuff. Half the time you don't remember what you say. So
right. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's back it down. Let's set it down a notch for a minute. Let's talk about something fun. Someone that we love, and it's our JC and your week 1 alliance of Shelltown.
Oh, amazing.
Were you going to go all the way with Shelltown?
I think Shelltown lasted about, 1 week longer than I thought it would.
Oh, so you had no plans to take
no. I would never have gone against him for sure. I wanted to work with him. I mean, we were having fun. That first week, you don't know what the hell you're doing, though. And I guess, I didn't even realize how big of a target he was making himself. I thought people liked him and thought he was funny. I didn't start realizing it until Becky started shushing him. And then next thing you know, Vanessa's telling me he's being backdoored. And I'm like, oh, shit. But I didn't know. I thought he was funny, hilarious. I was having fun with him. And I thought we could potentially play a great social game with everyone in the house and do really well. Little did I know that I was an idiot, and that he's getting targeted. I had no clue what was going on.
Okay. Now, how did you feel in your alliance with the twins? Did you feel, I know a lot of your fans think that you were like the shield, that in a way it wasn't fair to you, that you were kind of this shield for the twins. Do you feel that that is how it was, or do you feel that you were all equal in it?
I think we were all equal, and I never wanted it to be fair. I never, you don't get involved with twins and think it's going to be fair. Of course, they're always going to have loyalty to themselves over anyone else, and I expected that, and I wanted that. And I wanted to do as much as I could. After Jace left, I committed to trying to work with Liz more than anyone, and she was supposed to be the person that was going to be the only person I could trust in the game, because Vanessa, I never had a gut feeling about trusting her, and even though we were working together, and I knew I could trust Liz, and when I found out Liz and Julia were together, I was like, this is even better. Now 3 of us can do this. And I knew that there was no one I would ever trust like Liz or who would go to bat for me like her. And I was willing to sacrifice my whole game for her, especially early on, because I thought she had the potential to win it. If I was targeted and taken out, I said, you can win this. You can get to the finals. And I believe that. So everything I did was to try to protect them. So I did it to myself. I wouldn't say that I was, victimized by it. Yeah, it was tough to do that. And I had to say a lot of things to a lot of people. And I got caught up in things because people couldn't think that I had the mentality of Clay, where if you go after me or my girl, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to take myself out. People had to think they could talk to me and reason with me and work with me. But I was always trying to protect Julia and Liz till the very end, no matter what. And people, for some reason, keep telling Julia that's not true, but it like really was for me. Like that was it for me.
I just think a lot of people didn't believe, and I mean, obviously you're never going to get the chance to prove it because it didn't happen. But I think a lot of people just have a hard time believing that anybody would, let's say, go to final 3 or final 2 and let people fight it out and be like, well, I'm out of it. Whatever happens, happens. I think that's where people have a problem in that.
Well, here's the thing. I never once thought that far ahead. I would always say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I would almost take it week by week. And it was, Vanessa was always trying to think further ahead and stuff. And I didn't like that because I knew in Big Brother, things just happen differently, no matter what, depending on who has power, if there's a twist. You just don't think that far ahead. And I'm like, here's 2 people that I trust 100% that were in this weird triumvirate, like 3-person alliance has never been done. It's amazing. We're dominating the house right now. This is like in the middle of it. Like I'm never going against this. I don't want to go against this. My feelings for Liz were progressing. Hers were finally progressing. And it's like, this matters more to me too, because you know what? Money is just money. And like, yeah, I want to win the game and have a legacy and be remembered. Sure. That's all egotistical stuff, but I really want a relationship with her after this. And I would never hurt her or her sister in the game and ruin that. I just wouldn't have done it. And I didn't think I had to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't I don't really think that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I get it. You are definitely in a hard situation. And look, I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to be like, oh my God, you're such kiss ass. Look, everybody. Oh my God, is your light working? Whoa. Oh, sweet.
Wait a minute. Let's see if I can angle it.
Oh, we love it.
I feel like now I've entered hell. Like we're Dante's Inferno right now. You're going through the gates of hell.
Oh, good.
Well, to do this.
All right. Is that where you're staying? Okay, you're.
Do you want me to move it? I don't know. You tell me.
No. You're good. I can move your camera if that's where you're staying.
The sunset in LA here.
The sunset in LA. Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right, and how appropriate, because fine, we will we'll ratchet up the heat on the questions. Yeah. I'm going to ask you a very hard one now.
You haven't done it already?
No, not at all. Wow. It is from a huge... I'm totally kidding. It is from a huge fan of yours in the chat room, Miss Don Draper.
Hi.
She wants to know, Austin.
Yeah.
What is the name brand of that deer shirt that you wore during the season?
That's Urban Outfitters.
Well, there you go. There you go, Miss Hunter. There you go.
Yeah, that was a hard question.
That was a hard question. Okay, follow up. From Redhead34 on Twitter wants to know, Austin, currently, how are things between you and Vanessa? We saw your fight. I don't know if you know, or not fight, but we saw your, hold on. Hi, Vanessa. We saw your, bro, at Jeff's interview. Bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you were creeping in the background, you were a little creeping in the background, and I get why you were doing it. You wanted your girl. I get it.
Liz told me to wait for her.
I get it. I just said you wanted your girl. But then Vanessa was like, so what is your relationship now with our Vanessa?
Well, since that time, I think she was still too fresh in the game to really have a real conversation about it. It was almost like she was having a next week in the game conversation with me. I was like, whoa, wait, chill out. It's okay. Mm-hmm. But we talked on text. I'm planning to go to Vegas pretty soon, and we're going to meet up and hang out, and she's going to show me how to double my little stipend they give you, you know. So, hey, she knows what she's doing with the gambling, so I trust her. But with that, you know, but no, the game's over. As soon as the game ended, it all goes away. I don't care. These people, we're all bonded for life. We all were in the same experience together. And like, why would you want to take something that people are doing? Everyone's in there going after $500,000. It is a mental ward, and some people are getting medication on a daily basis, like a mental ward. But...
Austin, I can't dig you out of that hole if that's where you're going.
No. However, well, I know there's controversy about that stuff. So, because I heard all that. I've read up. But
we're going to let Vanessa address all of those.
Sure. No, but the point is that in that mental ward, everyone's trying to kill each other for $500,000. Let it go. It's just a game. I want to be your friend. Absolutely. So.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, good. We're going to leave it at that for now. I want to try. I know we're not really close to done, but I want to start getting more of these questions. Okay. Austin, do you think it was a disadvantage? ATTWS on Twitter says, when the BB sets kept falling apart on you. We know that from the show. They said how the sets kept falling apart. You guys were talking about it.
Yeah. For me, my personal game, like I would lose a comp because of the set.
No, I don't think you lost it because the set fell apart. But I just mean in general, what was that like for you? Like, go stand on the platform, it broke. We didn't get our hammock because of you, right? We had the lovely hammock room, and then Austin broke it.
I didn't break the hammock. Actually, it was funny. No one broke the hammock. Me and Jeff were sitting on the hammock, and we're like, this thing sucks. I'm breaking my spine right now. It's so uncomfortable. No one's going to talk game. We leave. The next day, it's a new room. And me and Jeff blamed ourselves for it. Like, because we told them we hated the room. Everyone hated that hammock in that room. You couldn't sit on it. It was so awkward. So that's what happened. They just replaced it because they saw it wasn't working for the feng shui of us talking game.
Oh, okay. I mean, I agree. I saw that, and I'm sorry, but I agree. Production, meh. That was horrible.
As far as the comps go, like for instance, the first HOH comp I broke. I didn't fit in the dice. Like
you didn't fit in the dice.
Well, I mean, I had to go like this. Like the thing was, though, it worked because everyone was like, Austin sucks at comps, which I kind of did, and he's not going to be able to do these comps, so he's not a physical threat, even though he looks like a physical threat. So it kind of helped diminish my physical threatness that I should have had because of being 6'5" and a wrestler who's athletic. So it actually helped me, I thought. And I didn't want to have to rely on winning comps to win Big Brother. That's not a good way to do it. And so you need to win comps at the end, which I couldn't do. And hence I'm, a loser. Victim.
No, we're going to move forward in a positive way. You are not a loser, Austin.
Thank you.
You are the victim of a game. Okay. Now, speaking of this game, Austin, speaking of this game, Julie was promoting the game at the end of the show on finale night, and she was like, hey, everybody, you guys all audition for the show next year. And then Austin went, wait, hold on. Austin did this. Ready, Austin? Austin did this. Austin, why didn't you want people to audition for the show?
Because I just went through hell, and I know. And after my questions and my post interviews, I knew that I was going to go through a lot more hell. I'm like, hey, don't do this to yourself, people. Don't do it. It was brutal. 90 days, you lose your mind after day 40. And if it wasn't for Liz, I would have probably self-evicted. Like, it was so difficult to be in that house, the stress, everything. So it was just me, once again, being sarcastic, messing around, trying to make a few people laugh, like I tried to do with everything. And, my friends and family, they thought that was hilarious. I was just joking. Of course, I want people to try out. For sure, go for your experience, go for your dream. But just know, it's pretty brutal. And it was a joke. And by the way, most people in their exit interviews said they wouldn't want to do the game again. I'm the only one that just was like, hey, no, don't do it. I'm kidding.
Okay. All right. Good. BB fan 001 wants to know, which of Liz's family members which of your family members got to meet Liz, and did they like her?
Yes, they all loved her. All of my sisters, my oldest sister wasn't there, but my brother and my 3 other sisters, they met Liz. They loved her. My sister Amy had a chance to talk to her a lot more. She really loves her. So that was really cool. My parents haven't met her yet, though. It's probably going to come pretty soon, though. I met her parents. And her mom told me I'm part of the family. That meant a lot to me.
Okay, good.
I really appreciated that. So it was nice.
Okay. Now, Austin, we need to address something else that has happened all summer long.
Okay.
It's been apparently the running joke of your comic books and the zing. Well, not really.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
And I will say, all right, well, we're going to go into it. Apparently, your edit is that you smell and you don't take showers.
Which is weird because I walk, I took like 2 a day, like after my workout, and like it was ridiculous. So I was always showering, but okay.
Okay. So we're saying not true on that one. Okay. Now here's what okay.
It's not true.
Not true. Okay. Here's what I gave you shit for. Okay. And I told Liz this. I was fine with the pony beard, and thank God that thing's gone. But it was the fact that it had to be very tuna-y. You liked your tuna, Austin.
One time.
Oh, no, Austin, there was a lot of tuna. But wait, here's the question, Austin. Now, here's the question.
Okay.
It is from Chris GA2. Okay. Sun-kissed or chicken of the sea?
I don't like tuna, guys.
What?
I need protein. That's all we had to eat quickly. I'm always paranoid to eat because people are talking and you don't want to be sitting there eating. So you want to eat quickly, get it done, and go find people. So and I needed to worry about my body a little bit. So, because I'm kind of, that's my thing with fitness. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would force myself to eat tuna. Yeah, when the beard's thick, I know, food gets on it. It's like you're a barbarian. I shaved it down for Liz, and I'm going to keep it trim. When she comes out here, I keep it for her. It's fine,
All right.
I had to have a reason to do it, though.
All right. Now, Austin, another question that we get a lot. I'm not pulling it up because I'm going to reword it. Yeah. But it's from Basic J Mac, we'll say. Okay. Here's what I want to say. In the house a lot, what did you always used to call them, like the hot bodies, or what did you used to call them? I want to say production.
Beefcakes.
Beefcakes, thank you. Yeah. But Austin, in the beginning of this season, there's a lot of rumors going around that you were flirting with some of the boy cast members.
Of course I was.
So you were flirting with what do you have to say about that? Would you consider yourself, let's say, bisexual then is the question?
No, unfortunately not. Oh. But I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I just think it's funny. I like to flirt with anyone and everyone. I don't have a problem with it. People I used to do that in wrestling. Like people would get like all put off by it, but like I feel like it just shows people's ignorance if they have a problem with like, me like not afraid to, get close to a guy. Like, Frankie Grande told me that if I was on his cast, he would have been all over me. And I'm like, probably would have let you. But, it's all in fun. It's just like a joking around. Like I'm, unfortunately, for now, I do only like girls, and I like one girl a lot. So I don't see that changing. But it was fun to flirt with Jason because it looks ridiculous. Like he's this little guy, I'm this big guy, totally different. I thought it was just hysterical. So again, it's just trying to be entertaining. I don't know.
Okay, I like it. Look, I'm going to say this, Austin. I know, fine, you're not bisexual. If ever you change your mind,
Okay.
I'm going to need you to cut your hair. And unlike Liz, I will not let you have that beard. And be careful around Liz, Austin, because I told her a way that she could make it look like an accident and get rid of it. Like, oops. Like, so if Liz comes around with the razor and it looks like her hands are kind of slippery, just be careful. Austin, long hair, we care. Long hair, we care. Okay? We care.
We care.
And
now go sit in the eviction chair.
And back hair, nair, Johnny Mac.
We took care of that, yeah.
Well, we don't even go in there. We'll save that for Johnny Mac.
Okay, yeah, that's all him.
Austin, here's another question from Kiwi 88 wants to know, how do you feel about your ratings on Jokers?
It's not very good. I mean, I was a little disappointed, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm calling myself Judas, so I guess that's not going to rub people the right way. Mm-hmm. I knew that the cast was probably looking for a villain. I didn't think I did that many villain things, though, really. I could have amped it up if I wanted to be a villain and get my money's worth. Mm-hmm. Probably would have made my rating better, actually, if I did that. But, it is what it is. People, for whatever reason, they were offended by things I did. I was honestly just trying to be entertained. I knew the feeds are on, and I'm trying to be entertaining to people and trying to joke around. I would try to talk when no one else was talking. I would try to play games and go the extra mile to make the games ridiculous, because that's my kind of humor. And I would have liked that if I was thinking, what would I like if I was watching? And I was trying to do that. And I know that my housemates all liked me and we all had fun when we would laugh together, and everyone says that I was hilarious and they want to be my friend. So I guess I just need to work on the people that were watching now. I feel bad, but I don't like having that rating, but I'm okay. I'll accept it. I said I would stand by the consequences of actions I made in that house, and here I am.
You're pretty. You're smart, and gosh darn it, you're good enough, Austin. You need the mantra. Then Austin, I also told you before the show, I know you don't have your Judas hat. I was a little upset because I was all prepared to break out my gay sparkly Eric hat if you got too mean. So if you got too mean, Austin, I was going to break out the Eric sparkly hat, which I will give away to somebody in the chat room. But
that's so nice.
Let us go here. Here's another question. Because you said you want to dispel all these rumors and trying to get all the mean ones I keep seeing out for you.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like this one answers itself. Okay. But I'm still here you go. Here's what a million people keep asking. Okay. Morbine 44444 wants to know, were you intentionally trying to hurt Johnny Mac while working out with him or not?
Absolutely not. Johnny Mac, first of all, he got stronger, he got fitter, he got faster, he got better at comps, and he looks better for my workouts, number one. Two, if anyone watched the workouts, I would spend most of the workout correcting his form to make sure it was right. Three, I would tell him, stop, that's too many sets. The only time something came up was that Ready, Set, Whoa HOH, which I wanted him to actually win, but he hurt his butt, his glute. he hurt his glute because we did 10 sets of squats 2 days before because we thought it was going to be an intellectual comp. And then afterwards, I was laughing about this because it's hysterical. The guy tore his glute because we were doing squats. How stupid is that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to work people out until they, overwork and then they can't work at competitions. But I never did that, and I was never going to do that. I wouldn't do that to someone. That's ridiculous.
All right, they're good. Yeah. Okay, Austin, I don't have audio, so I can't prove it to you.
Okay.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think you did say it in the house. That one I heard. That you were trying, not that you were trying to hurt him, that you were trying to wear him out in workouts, which P.S. Austin, from me, and I apologize, chat room, brilliant strategy. I would try and make people sore too, and then I would use anything I could.
Well, I would say that to Vanessa, but you guys got to remember something. I would say one thing to Vanessa. I would say another thing to Johnny Mac. I would say another thing to Megan James, because it's a game. So I don't want her to think I'm getting too close to Johnny Mac out in that yard, because we were getting close. Those workouts were actually bonding us together. And if you guys watch the workouts, I would stop him before he did too much all the time. So what I said to Vanessa is to get her paranoia to leave me alone with Johnny Mac, because I know she doesn't want to leave me alone with Johnny Mac. So.
Okay, so strategy. Brilliant.
It is all, yes.
Okay.
Kinda.
Brilliant strategy. Here's what I think is going to be your biggest hurdle. And I believe you. I have no reason not to believe you. I can tell you, I think what your biggest hurdle is going to be is convincing people it's strategy, because I think the number one thing is everybody's like, then why not tell us in the diary room?
Well, again, on the diary room stuff, it's like those things don't come up. I'm not going to the diary room saying, hey, I said this. It's asked.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. But on the other hand, too, it's like, ask Johnny Mac. Like, he knows.
We will.
Like, yeah, he knows the deal. Like, he knows that wasn't the case. He remembers the workouts. I taught him a lot. To me, it's just insane because, like, I want to have a fitness career after this that's more important to me. And I work with people that are rehabbing serious injuries. I had a serious career-ending injury. I would never injure somebody under any circumstances at all for $500,000 or not.
And 100%. And we are going to talk about that after the show, actually. But because I think I 100%, I loved the picture that I think you tweeted out. I wish I had it to pull up right now. I'll put it in on the edited show. But it was the before and after of Johnny Mac. And I think you said something like after my workouts or whatever. And I was like, damn, I think I'm doing the Austin workout.
Hey, and he ended up winning that veto because he was pretty kick-ass at the end, and that got me out. So I just helped him win, guys.
Oh, Austin, we're trying to rebuild you here. You're not so. I think a lot of people.
I'm kidding.
I know. Believe me, I fight this battle.
I know. I got to tone down the sarcasm. I can't. Everything I say is sarcastic. Sorry.
I'll help you out. Okay. You need to do a show and put comedic in the title. I've actually been having a little flashing thing that comes on lately going joke, joke, joke. So people, like, apparently I was going to kill Shelly at finale because I wanted to date Clay, and that was serious.
Oh, no.
So I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Okay. What was your favorite moment in the house? A lot of people want to know, but that wasn't related to Liz. What was something that was like a personal Austin moment that wasn't Liz related? We know that Liz is always going to be the most important and favorite part for you, but aside from this.
Well, like, forget the circumstances around it, but having like Mr. Spectacular crown me with the veto was a pretty cool thing. Like, that was like a dream come true kind of moment because he's in wrestling. It's kind of like someone that I looked up to in Big Brother, and for him to give me the veto, we're both wearing tutus, which is ridiculous. And then I do the Judas thing, which, by the way, the moment the cameras are off, everyone sitting on the sidelines is laughing with me because I wouldn't do something that put me in a position where people are like, oh no, because that'd be stupid gameplay.
Right.
So though I would say probably that because like it was a moment, obviously the circumstances around it sucked though, because of what it meant and how we got played and screwed. I wish that veto had come on a different week because then it would have just been able to enjoy it.
Right.
You know, so that was really cool. Other than that, actually the OTEV, playing in OTEV was amazing.
Did you feel like, because I mean, you guys knew Johnny Mac, rock and roll dentist. And now you have the rock and roll OTEV, and then you have your dentist have not room. Did you at any way feel like, is there some Johnny Mac twist we're missing?
We thought he was for sure a twist. We thought everyone was a twist, though, because you don't know anything in that house. But like, I would always joke, like, he's a cop. He's an undercover cop. And it was just like, we would just make up anything, just joke, because it's ridiculous, and there's no way you're going to know till the end of the show anyway. So you just got to take things at face value most of the time. But yeah, it was kind of all funny that I thought he was production or something, or he's some kind of weird player, and we could hear him yelling in the diary rooms, and we get in trouble for listening at the door because it was so loud. And it's like, what's going on in there? He was a big question mark, and that's really what it was. He was a question mark in a lot of our minds. And when you have a question mark, your mind just goes, starts going nuts.
You haven't watched any of the shows back yet, right?
No, I've been told by friends and family things that I might not want to know most of the time. So, but go ahead. Yeah. No,
I was just going to say, you'll see Johnny Mac. Yes, he was very much like in the diary room. He was all crazy all over the place. Okay. What was your feelings now? I'm assuming you know about the Liz Jeff vote. That Liz voted for Jeff. What are you feeling?
I actually kind of got tipped off before finale about that. But I won't go into that.
Okay, I'll say.
So I knew. Yeah,
go ahead. I was just going to guess. Like, I'm guessing on behalf of myself. I'm going to just guess maybe in jury. So go ahead. You finished your your thing.
But ultimately, like, I thought about it, and that was very early on where Jeff was a vote for her maybe, and she doesn't know what's going to happen. Jace just got eliminated a week and a half ago. I totally understand why she'd want to keep him. I really believe 3 or 4 weeks later, she would not have done something like that to me. I think it was just a game thing early on. It was really early. And he said a lot of stuff. He was great with words, and she made her own decision. She was playing her own game. And that's something that I can't get mad at her for. And our relationship had not progressed yet to a point where we had, this, 100% trust. So it's a game. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this question. And again, I'm just going to tweak it a touch. It's from Calvin H. Daly. And he wants to know, do you know, or do you think that that Liz sealed your fate by telling Vanessa that you were close with Johnny Mac and had something with him? So do you feel like that sealed your fate in the game?
No, I don't think that sealed my fate. I think Vanessa was ready to make this move on her own. Anyway, I think what sealed my fate was not sealing Johnny Mac down that week more than I did. I should have really got with him more because he was willing to keep me and just say, forget it to Vanessa. And I think what sealed my fate is me not taking that extra mile and trusting him and staying away from Vanessa that week and just riding with Johnny Mac. Because I think I could have done that. And I could have convinced him if I gave him enough arguments why I should have stayed over Steve.
Right.
So that was really it. I think, what Liz said with Vanessa doesn't matter because Vanessa and I had a thing that should have superseded anything because we had never gone against each other. So even with all our turmoil of almost going against each other, we never pulled the trigger. And I thought we were going to ride that out till at least the final 3. Like she wanted to, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting when you go watch it back to see what I thought was brilliant gameplay by Vanessa when she did outmaneuver you. There was, it was all a plan to get you out that week. Yeah. You were the back door. It wasn't, it didn't really happen the way you thought it happened. But it'll be.
I just wish she didn't push it so far with me. Like she, the swearing and stuff got to me a little bit that week. I was like, okay, if you had the plan, you had me checkmated. You didn't have to do all that. I had no fighting chance. You had the power. So
are you talking about when you got eliminated? Or are you talking about the first week? Like in the beginning, I'm talking about.
We're going to the Jason week.
Right.
Oh, we can talk about that. Okay. No, I was talking about the last week.
Okay. Yeah. What do you want to say about? Well, I think for the last week, since we're talking about that right now, you said you were a fan of good TV, Austin. That was good TV. You have one of the most memorable moments of the season, I think, with that.
Oh, and it's great. Like if I was the villain and I go out like that, I'm glad people were hopefully home cheering. Even though I was taken out by another villain. I mean, it's kind of. That was interesting.
I promise you people were cheering.
Yeah.
As you can see on Twitter today. But Austin, here is what I will tell Vanessa. I think Vanessa is a lock for All Stars. I think you are a lock if we ever get like a Heroes verse villain season. Like I think I can see you coming back for that 100% for that type of a season. But all right, let me actually ask you this because I want to let me say this first, everybody. 15-minute warning. That's good for you, right, Austin?
Yes.
Okay, good. So 15-minute Austin warning. Your last chance, number one fans winning Austin Hand because he's number one and he likes wrestling. When you guys go to wrestling, you can wear this and be like, Austin number one. Right. Okay. They get the point. Number one fan, and congratulations, Jennerific, killing it again this show. I'm just going to hold all the prizes to Jennerific at the end. All right. That being said, speaking of prizes, you guys were kind of given prizes in the house when your family called in. By the way, hi, Austin's brother. And
he's here somewhere.
Well, and tell him I appreciate his haircut. Jazz B001 wants to know, why did you look so shocked when they showed your siblings?
I did.
Yeah, would you say you look shocked? I don't think you look shocked. I mean, no, it did kind of look like, I think it was everybody was having like a lot of emotions around you about their videos, and you just kind of seemed like, you weren't emoting any emotion. Let's put it that way. So was it?
Well, I everyone else is starting to cry, and I definitely never wanted to cry on camera in those situations. So I was trying to block out what I was seeing a little bit, and just not think about. I was trying to think about like something else a little, just because I didn't want to start breaking down. I was more crying because of like the people around me crying, not because of what I was seeing on the camera. But wasn't really shocked to see them. I was like happy I got to see them, but look, I don't know. I don't remember that. Jeez, you guys pick apart everything, man.
Look,
I don't know. I have to watch that back. Yeah.
I told you I could have went.
Yeah.
You said you wanted all the questions. I'm helping. Okay, well, let's do this. God, it says, I swear this is nice. I'm going to tell you ready. I did not listen to these ahead of time, but I'm trusting these people. 3 people I'm going to bring up for voice message. I will cut it off instantly if it's bad. So, let us have a question from Nikki Cochran, one of our live feed updaters. So I know she wouldn't say anything bad. Let's see what Nikki has to say.
Hi, Austin. I know that you plan on continuing your wrestling career, which I think is a great idea because you invoke some sort of emotion in people, and that's actually really great in the wrestling world.
Hold on.
And have you considered...
All right, I'm sorry. I guess we can't do it then. If you can't hear it, then I guess we can't do it. Basically, she wanted to know about your wrestling career, and I feel like we talked about that kind of a little bit. I'm sorry, Nikki Cochran. Look, we've had such a great show. It looks like we can't make audio questions happen. I apologize, everybody. Okay, moving on from that then. A lot of people actually want to know, can you hook them up with your brother? A lot of us liked your brother, Austin. And look,
he is single.
Oh.
Yeah.
But straight.
He is single, so you can go on my Instagram and find him. He's on there,
there you go.
Somewhere. So go add him. He'll add you. He wants followers.
Okay. Oh, all right. There you go. All right. Austin will tweet it out. He will tweet it out. Zach T in the chat room wants to know, Austin, what are your thoughts on the Sixth Sense Alliance?
Well, when that was originally forming, I thought it was really cool. I thought that could have been great. And I was hoping that it could have done something. But Clay and Shelley always seemed to me at least, to be like aligned with everybody. So I was always nervous that I couldn't for sure trust them, that I was maybe going to be tossed aside. However, I was never going to go against them until we had to. And, unfortunately, when James wanted to put Clay and Shelley on the block, I'm not going to sit up there and go, no, you should put me and Liz on the block instead, which I thought Shelley kind of wanted me to do. And I wasn't sure what James was really getting at because I was so shocked he didn't want to put us 3 up. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. So I tried to do as much as I could to help them, but I knew I couldn't do that much. And I didn't want to risk me and the twins because I realized if we made jury, this changes the game. And it did change the game because us 3 made jury. So like those 2 weeks, that week 5 where I was supposed to be backdoored, and then when James went after Clay and Shelley, like those were my 2 weeks where I tried to do everything I could, say everything I could to make sure that me and the twins were able to make it to jury. Because I knew as soon as we were in jury, we're going far.
All right. Speaking of jury, I love this question. It's from Liz Happyface, and she wants to know, Austin, who would you have voted to win if Liz didn't make it to the final 2? So let's say she said Vanessa or Liz. I'm going to say, what if it was between Vanessa and Steve? Who would you have voted for?
That's a great point. I said it was going to come down to, I think, that final HOH and who decided what. I wanted to see. And honestly, I was ready to shock the world and vote for Vanessa in that situation just because everyone assumed there was no way in hell it was going to happen. And I like to do what people are thinking the opposite of, So I might have done that. But I really like Steve a lot, too. And I don't know. I haven't watched else. So I don't know how much he did in the first half of the season and stuff. But I feel like Vanessa was more involved throughout the season than Steve was. So I think I would have listened to their arguments very closely, actually, and then kind of gone on that. Like, I really would have actually just played it out straight if Liz wasn't there.
Donovic in the chat room wants to know, were you surprised to learn anything after you got out of the house? Was there anything that kind of shocked you that you were told or that you heard?
That Audrey wasn't America's player kind of surprised me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we all thought that for sure, and she wasn't. Something like that. I mean, things in little conversations here, things like that don't surprise me. Look, people are on us 24 hours a day. You got to vent, talk to people, and say things about other people that you would say to your friend on the phone and no one would ever hear except you and your friend. Like, it's not fair to kind of throw all these things kind of in our faces that I'm hearing. Nothing really bothers me about like what was going on in the house because I had relationships and connections with everybody, and I know what's real and what's not for me, and I'm good on that. I think the week 5 stuff still kind of bothers me that people think I was trying to go against Julia because I really wasn't. I was trying to set Jason up to be with us, but not feel like the fourth wheel in that.
Okay.
And I thought it was a great play in case he won HOH, to guarantee that the girls were coming in the house. And it kind of just blew up in my face. But I was really trying to set it up for Julia and Liz to both be in there. That was my thought.
Okay.
I definitely had to learn how to flip my game after that, though, and say the right things to the right people. Like, it taught me
Right.
You know.
Okay. Here's what I'm doing, because we have so many million questions for you. I apologize, chat room. I'm not combating Austin on every question. I'm letting him answer the questions that you guys are answering. Okay.
Well, geez, guys.
I know. That being said, here's a real hard one, and it's from someone I love. Hi, Jackie. It's from Jackie Knows in the chat room and wants to know, Austin, how long did it take you to get your shoes back?
It took me the next day. I got my shoes back. Actually, no, they pack my stuff and they bring it to me. So I got it that night later on. But guys, I hate wearing shoes. I'm a freaking gymnast who likes to, you know, be one with the earth or the floor or whatever. But I wouldn't have gone out any other way. I thought it was hysterical and very fitting for me, apparently, you know.
Right. Did you say something? This is from Meg Riley. Again, I really honestly don't know what this is. I know this is a joke.
Yeah.
But did you say something about writing a book? She keeps asking if you wrote, if you're still going to write a book in the woods.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's a sarcastic thing or not.
I don't know either.
I am definitely a writer. I haven't written in a few years since I got out of college, though. I was working on writing some things, but it's hard to stay motivated, especially when you're, you know, through a wrestling experience that was really crazy, and now this. But yeah, I always want to go back to writing, and that's something that I try to do more often. And, you know, you experience a lot of emotions in that house, and there's a lot of, you know, motivation to write. So hopefully when this all clears and settles down, I can kind of get back to it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Brandon G in the chat room wants to know, Austin, fan? And I don't know how you couldn't, because we heard Julie say it was America's #1 favorite thing. Were you a fan of the BB takeover?
The BB takeover
and Battle of the Block. I'll say more specifically, Battle of the Block.
Not really. 4 people are being nominated is so much stress, you know, and everyone's not putting their true target up, and you don't know what people are thinking. It makes the game have a lot more layers to it. It speeds up the gameplay, and it's stressful as hell in the house. Maybe it's fun to watch. I don't know. I don't think I'm a fan of it, but I can see I was in a situation where I needed to win one and I won one and it saved me. Then maybe I'd be a fan of it. But it definitely throws a wrinkle at the game that it was scary when you're in there. And the fact that I wasn't nominated as long as I was is like a miracle. So. Right. You know,
BB Junkie Chat in our chat room says, Austin, how about doing an Austin workout book?
Well, I do have a website, athletes.com. It's Pilates with A-N-A-T-H. And I have online coaching available and a lot of fitness videos up with my buddy Ryan Kahana, who's a physical therapist. So, like, there's a lot of serious research that I've been doing. I'm a strength and conditioning specialist, which is a very difficult thing to get. I actually kind of know a little bit what I'm talking about. I know you guys are, like, thinking I'm hurting people, but, like, I'm actually trying to help people. So if you want to check that out, I'd be more than happy to help anyone, even people that don't like me.
And Austin will give us the links. The links to that will be below this video on the edited version when you guys watch it on the website. So there's that. Lunatic Fringe.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
Oh, Lunatic Fringe. Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's a wrestling thing. Go ahead.
Okay. That's the name in the chat room wants to know. Were you surprised to hear Johnny Mac was a super fan? Yeah, he was good. He was really good. I had no clue about any of that stuff. He played... I would have loved to hear him in the final 2 what he had to say, because he had some really interesting gameplay that I had no idea. And the fact that he could hold that in is hard, because in the house, you just want to talk about anything and everything. Like, that's how I got through, is just talking, because you want to talk to people. It's like there's nothing else to do. So that he held that information in is pretty impressive. Okay. All right. Here's what I want to do. Yeah. Here's what I want to do. So first, let me say this. Everybody, make sure you become a fan, because we have a lot of people coming on this week. If you guys don't know, we got Austin right now, Julia tomorrow, Vanessa Thursday, Meg Saturday. We have a lot of people coming on this week. Sorry. I know it might have echoed. Okay. So we have a lot of people coming on. And now, Austin. Yes. I want to get the last bad question out of the way. Okay. And then I want to end on happy ones. So here's the last thing I feel like everybody seems to be saying badly. Do you feel like you were rude to production? Here's the funny thing about that. I had a little running joke with production. And when they would call my name, I would go, "What?" And again, I don't want to say too much, but they'd be cracking up. When I go into the room. We all know what room I'm talking about. And then at the rap party, they all came up to me and said, "Man, you made my job so entertaining. Thanks for actually doing stuff for the camera. It's like, we loved it." It was all sarcastic. It was all jokes.
I was always very polite, very professional. As soon as I entered that diary room, no matter what I was feeling, I would say and do what I needed to do to make the show happen. And I knew always in the back of my mind, this is just a show, it's TV, it's entertainment. I'm not going to take anything personally. And so once again, people are misinterpreting pure sarcasm and just being funny and being myself. And people that know me are laughing watching the feeds. So, and that's and the house guests were laughing at me because they know me. And, you look out that camera and you look at, from the feeds, you're looking in and it's 2-dimensional and you can't see the little nuances going on. But you can take what I'm saying for what it's worth. But I was never attempting to be rude to production. I was joking with them and having fun. So.
And here's what I would say, and this is what I say all season long, and you people can love me or hate me for saying it. There's game. Honestly, I don't care what you guys do in the game. As long as you're not, stabbing each other while you sleep, it's a game, and the rules are lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, cry, backstab, cut your best friend's throat. I don't care. It's a game. I think people should judge people how they act outside the house, and I think that you were super open and addressed a lot of the things people wanted to hear you answer.
Yeah. And it's just, if anyone else has any serious questions that anything I did bothered anyone, instead of sending me a hate tweet, why don't you ask me a serious question and I'll be happy to explain anything. I really didn't think I did anything so bad too. Because honestly, I felt like I was playing a pretty honest game for the most part. I was very loyal to two people and the twins, and I was going to do whatever I took to get to the end of the game with them. And that's what I did. And I got pretty far with them and I was happy with that. And, happy about the relationships I developed because of that. And then the fact that things that happened with me and Liz, I'm going to take that away and, cherish that. So I'm upset that people don't see those things because I really wasn't trying to be some malicious villain. And the Judas thing is a weird layer to my philosophical personality that I'm sorry if you don't get it, but I was a joke. It was a joke.
Well, let me offer this suggestion to you. I know everybody watching you right now, thousands of people watching you right now on You Now. I think once you get a little bit more settled, once you start decompressing from the show, we appreciate you being here right away. I think you should go on You Now. And I see that you're doing Periscopes, but totally check out You Now. It's a great way to get questions from fans. And look, if they're nasty to you, then you block them. But I think it's a good way for you to interact with people. Austin, I know you said ask you anything. So I feel like we just, got a lot of bad out of the way this show. But I don't want you to think that you don't have fans. You do have a lot of fans. And now, what do you want to say to them, the people that supported you? I'm looking at the chat room. There's a lot of people that do support you too. What do you want to say to those people?
Well, I definitely want to say to the people that support me, well, A, thank you. That means a lot. B, I hope I was entertaining and that you had fun watching me because that's really what I was trying to do. I was trying to navigate the waters of a really unreal situation that it's so hard to even put in words or describe what you feel. The moment you walk in there, the world outside starts to disappear and it collides with this new world and it's violent in your mind and you're spinning, you don't sleep for 2 weeks and then everyone's trying to stab you in the back and you can't trust anybody. And I'm trying to navigate that while kind of falling for this girl as well. And then her twins in the house too. And I'm trying to, work this relationship. And then I have Vanessa and it's there's so many things going on. And I just wanted to make it entertaining for you guys. So if you were following and supporting me, thank you. For those that weren't, ask me questions that bothered you. Do it articulately and I will write you a paragraph answer.
There you go, everyone. Big Brother fans, I want to remind you all, Big Brother 16. You said Joel hated it, no one interacted. You got Austin, here. You got Austin right here, and he's saying, just don't be a super douche in your tweet, and I will answer you. I don't know what more you Big Brother fans could want, but we hope that you guys enjoyed this show. Make sure you guys follow Austin on Twitter. Austin, where can they find you on Twitter?
Yeah, the Twitter handle is Judas Draven. The Instagram handle is Judas Draven. Snapchat is Judas Devlin, which is my WWE name. So those are the three.
Okay, and the links to all of that will be below this show when it is on the website. Austin?
Yes.
Don't make me angry with you and Liz, because I'm BFFs with Liz now, Austin. So
I know.
Look, everybody watch the chat room die. Team Liston. I said it.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
But you have to cut your hair. It's more for Liz, if I'm being honest. Well, I'm just saying, Jace has nice, manageable hair. It's shoulder length.
Shoulder length. Okay, we can We can negotiate. Hey, I did this.
It's true, you did. All right, Austin, seriously, thank you very much for stopping by, for chatting with fans. Keep up the conversation. I think it is awesome that you are willing to open the dialogue for fans, and I hope people respectfully take you up on it. Congratulations, Jennerific. Austin, tell Jennerific, yay!
Jennerific.
Yay. She was your number one person. Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, chat room. We will see you guys all on the next show tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.